talk first.
What?
You talk first. I don't want to talk. I don't want to talk ever again. Parasite is directed by Bong Joon-ho and stars a bunch of people's names who I'm not even going to bother to even attempt to say, because I would just seem very racist and it would just... No.
All great in this movie, though.
Yeah, all great. This movie follows a young man from a poor household who begins to tutor a rich family's daughter, leading to his parents and sister infiltrating their wealthy lives. I am here with my good friend Shorya, Lamba, who does movie reviews of his own. He's been on the channel with podcasts and whatnot, episode 2 and 5. So hit those up and also subscribe to his channel because we are currently in his setup. Yeah, so if you see his channel, this is a very familiar setup. So, our thoughts on the movie.
I didn't really know what to expect because
me neither.
I watched 2 seconds of the trailer on on Instagram because Rotten Tomatoes posted it once a while ago. But other than that, I didn't really see too much about it. I just saw the poster basically, and I knew that it was apparently really good. So, going into it basically knowing nothing was just fantastic.
I didn't know the plot at all. I watched the trailer back in the earlier months, so February or something, whenever the trailer came out, and I never searched up the synopsis when I watched some reviews. I completely forgot about what it was actually about. I was just looking for the actual feedback.
Yeah, this movie has a lot of twists and turns.
Oh, yeah, more than we thought.
Yeah, and they're all really, really good. Let's start with the performances. They're all excellent. They're all, of course, it's harder since we don't speak Korean to know exactly if, their line delivery is good, but I'm pretty sure it was, really good.
What did I say before? I said, even though I don't speak Korean, I could tell just by the amount of energy and vigor they were putting into their vigor.
Yeah,
they were putting all the lines.
All the emotion was really amazing from all the actors, and
they seemed real, man.
And the movie goes from 0 to 100 in a lot of parts. In terms of
that poster is not too far off. The entire movie, the poster, I was I don't know why it looks so dramatic and eerie.
Yeah, yeah. It's actually, it seems in the beginning you think, we're not gonna spoil anything, but in the beginning it seems as though
it's lighthearted.
Yeah, it's lighthearted. There's comedy sprinkled in here that is funny. But it's there's some stuff happening that you think to yourself, whoa, that's really clever. That's that's good. But you're not actually prepared for anything that's gonna happen at about the halfway point in the movie, and.
Is it halfway? That's about halfway.
Everything they throw at you in this movie is it's just fantastic. I can only really think of small nitpicks with the film that I have problems with. It's it has to do with just some plot elements, I guess, but I would be grabbing for stuff at that point because this movie just surprised me beyond anything. And
so did you see me grinning like a monkey? I think
I wasn't paying attention to anybody. I was just watching it.
It happened. It
just glued me to the screen.
This movie did it. It was like when I was watching Infinity War in the Thanos scene. I know this has nothing to do with it. I'm just saying. Yeah. I realized in that moment that I was just so transported. And this is not on the story is not on a huge scale or anything. It's the slums and then the wealthiness of wherever they are. Mm-hmm. This movie had, in some points, it had me giddy with excitement. When things are working out for our characters, I was like, oh yes, let's go! Yeah. I was getting super excited. That's why I was sitting forward and smiling at the screen.
And then you also realize that at some point that you don't even know who to root for anymore because everyone's kind of doing bad things. Yeah, and they also don't, it's probably been said before, but they don't, they don't show the audience the rich as being bad people or assholes or anything.
Oh yeah.
They have, you know, very complex layers for each side.
That's probably my favorite thing about the movie, is that you care for both families. I did. At least I did. It was just, there's two families, and you don't get a lot of one side, like the son and the daughter on the rich side. You don't get as much. But the parents, they were fleshed out entirely, especially the mom.
Yeah.
Like when she's telling the stories to, you know, the housekeeper or whatever. It was so well done. It was the perfect way to implement character development for characters that you would usually be side characters.
Yeah, and the music in this movie is also very good. It can be very intense sometimes, and then very sort of peaceful, but at the same time eerie as well. And it was pretty much perfect, especially I think the last shot of the movie. There was like the music there I really liked as well.
I think the music that sticks out to me the most is when the rich father, he's snooping around finding something, and there was like this intense snare drum. It sounded like army music. Yeah, and I was like, I don't know if this fits, but I like it, and it does fit. It did, because it was, you know, it's almost like, it was a satirical scene.
Yeah.
So that super intense music would make people laugh more, because, you know, I think the humor in this movie is clever, man. It's well thought out. It's not obvious humor.
Yeah.
Like, what did we just watch? We just watched Stuber, which was funny.
Yeah.
And it has Dave Bautista and Kumail Nanjiani freaking like smashing into bikes and whatnot. This movie doesn't have anything like that. This has like super hilarious.
First of all, I don't think we should be comparing the two. But
no, I'm just saying.
I know.
No, it's a fair comparison. It's a fair comparison because this movie is not necessarily a straight up comedy. It's just
you're comparing the comedy.
The comedy, yeah.
Yeah, no, don't compare the movies.
Yeah, because no, Stuber is a masterpiece. All right.
I actually
off my back.
I actually really enjoyed that movie. I don't anyway.
Yeah.
But let's move on. This movie also, you know, like you said, it feels very natural.
Definitely.
And it feels like the characters, like what they're doing, what they're saying and stuff, like it makes sense. It's not just like something from a script.
Mm-hmm.
And I thought the way they interacted as well was really well done. This movie is also super well shot. I mean, every single frame is just like it's too good. I mean,
there's a scene in rain, and there's this orange glow around a certain character's face, and the water's dripping off. I was gonna be like, shut though, but I didn't want to see. Yeah,
I would have punched you in the face. This movie has like way too much going for it. It's like everyone is so talented, and like, you know, it's got so many. The tone is also like always changing,
but it works.
And it works so well. Like I remember my dad. He was like, "Oh wow, you like the movie that much?" And what was it? What genre was it? And he named like 5 genres, and I was like, it was all of those. He was like, what was it? Was it like a drama, a thriller, a horror, a comedy? I was like, it was all.
Yeah. Not many movies can do that.
And not many movies can do that and pull that off well. And this movie feels like, you know, it's all of that needs to be in it, and that works super well.
Another, I don't know if this is actually a genre, but it's an amazing family movie. And what I mean by that is that you should not show this to your 5-year-old. They'll either be like, or they'll be like, what I mean is that this is like the best display of family, like writing for a family all year. The only other movie I can think of that tackled that aspect that well was Fighting with My Family. In some ways, you could say Endgame.
Wait, what do you mean by like best display of family? Like best, like, because I feel like there's also Hereditary. I really like that family.
That was last year. Oh well, no, but you know what I mean.
When you say like all time,
I'm saying like the family that feels that you empathize with the most, that feels the most real, that has the best chemistry. Just, you know.
Yeah.
They seem real, man. Yeah. They seem like they took a family and they just put them in a movie. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Also, I always praise movies, comics, and TV whenever they do this. Whenever this is achieved. I became very familiar with the location, like the main locations in this movie. So, you know, the poor family's house and the rich family's house. It like by the end, everything felt like home. You know what I'm saying? Like you knew. I feel like if they put me on the set of that house, I could navigate that house. You know, that's how much detail you see.
And also to add on to, like, you know, how well shot it is, the lighting in this movie is like, it's like a darker tone. So like even earlier scenes in the movie when like nothing was happening, I knew something was off. I already knew something was gonna happen because it was obviously like, you know, they were setting up everything and like everything was going right for the main characters, and I was like, okay, inciting incidents coming up. But like I could already tell just the way it was shot that something was off, because I don't remember anything that was like super bright or whatever, like freaking Midsummer, the whole movie.
Did you see there was a certain thing that happened in the movie, and I did not expect. This is just I made an involuntary reflex with my entire body while watching this movie. Something happened. That
I actually noticed that a lot. You were going like,
and I was like doing this. I was like, oh my freaking no, like that. It got to me. This movie also made me laugh the most in theaters. Like in terms of that one joke. It was so good. It was so good.
It wasn't even a joke. It was just really awkward.
It was really awkward, but it was laughing about it now.
So like immature.
No, I think anyone would have laughed at that. Like 2 scenes after that, we were still giggling like little girls.
Yeah.
Like this kind of joke happens in a lot of movies. Like this kind of setup. You know what I'm saying? This might have been the best one ever. Like seriously. In terms of people not seeing this movie, I think it is popular in a lot of places. Like all the snooty hooty critics that saw it, you know, at the Cannes Film Festival.
I know, but I mean, just like people who think that it's not mainstream enough.
Yeah, this is the definition of worth your goddamn time.
Yeah.
Yeah, you know, I haven't seen The Addams Family. I haven't seen Arctic Dogs. I haven't seen Playing with Fire.
Yeah.
I'm a bet. It plays a fat bet.
Yeah.
That this might be a higher caliber movie.
Yeah, no, but the thing is, it's like, if you're like one of those people who's like, I don't want to read subtitles and stuff, like, you'll get used to it.
Yeah,
like,
you will.
Very quickly, you'll get used to it. Even me, in the beginning, I was a little bit like, alright, I'm gonna have to really pay attention so I, like, see everything they're saying, but you get used to it, and it keeps you locked in. Like I said, you're glued to the screen because it's just that damn good.
Okay, so I have one, it's not a huge detrimental problem. I just have one problem that'll probably nag at me until I see it again, and then it goes away. Like, stuff usually happens like that. And then one little nitpick, which is like the littlest nitpick. So I watching this movie in the way it played out from halfway to the end, there was something that was eating at me, and I wish that whatever happened in the middle was a direct result of the main character's actions. Because the thing that happens kind of seems a little thrown in, and you know, not necessarily everything has to have a domino effect.
Yeah.
It's just it would have been that much better. Like that, it would have been genius. I mean, there are hints and whatnot. Like, who said it? I guess it was my brother who said, like, there was a little hint that happened at the beginning of the movie that ultimately led to what happens. But I forgot about that.
Yeah, and the thing is, I kind of had that same issue, but I was thinking to myself in one scene near the end, I was like, okay, this is kind of going on a bit, and then when it ended, I was like, okay, that was necessary. But I did have a feeling for a second there where I was like, this is going on maybe a bit too long. But then I realized why it was there. And, you know...
Oh, okay, I know what you're talking about, yeah.
Yeah.
And then my one little thing. The thing that starts the last act, you know, I feel like they could have come up with something a little better.
Yeah, because it's like the rat in
Endgame.
The rat in Endgame started everything, and in this movie, it's kind of the same thing. It's the problems in the movie, the huge problems in the movie, start because of a little tiny thing that happens
that explodes into a big thing.
Yeah, and it's a little lazy.
A little lazy, yeah.
But yeah, this movie is just great, and
blew me away. Parasite. Oh, get the frick back in here. Parasite. That's the perfect name. Also for your soul, because it leeches your soul once you're done watching this movie. There is not one character in this movie that I did not like who wasn't supposed to be completely unlikable. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. So, except for people who may have been villains, I loved everybody. And that's just my favorite part about this movie. Two families. Amazing representations of real families, and I liked all of them. There's not one person that I sided against. Amazingly shot. The music was great. The emotional punch, it's there. It's absolutely there. It's trippy. It makes you, question people's actions, question your actions. And it had me actually, convulsing and reacting with my body in theaters. And it also made me, kind of want to jump around in some scenes because I was getting so excited.
Yeah, so we're going to give Parasite an A+. We're cool, right?
Yeah. This is gonna get me a hot date. So, go subscribe to his channel. Go watch episode 2 and 5 of the podcast, and subscribe to my channel as well. I mean, come on, just, if you want, smash the like button. No, you gotta. There's a sniper outside your house right now. Okay, so have a great day, you wonderful people.